Rebecca Najjar, we're speaking with today, kidney transplant recipient from Sydney, mother of two young girls, and works for TAFE New South Wales. Rebecca, thanks for sitting down with us today.
You're welcome. Happy to do it.
I was just hoping you might be able to share a little bit about your story and basically everything that led up to you requiring to have a transplant.
I have always suffered from migraines, probably since my teens, and around 2019, I started getting quite bad, more frequent migraines where I'd end up like 3 days and throwing up and that sort of thing. And there was one particularly bad one day, and I just said to my husband, take me to emergency. Hopefully they can give me something to get rid of this. And they do like your normal triaging in emergency where they give you a blood test, and then sent me off and then gave me something for the migraine. It went away. I was ready to go home. And then they came up to me and said they needed to talk to me and that I had 10% kidney function.
Wow.
And they didn't know why. Yeah. And I really didn't know what that meant. I thought maybe I'm dehydrated. I didn't really understand. But they basically wouldn't let me leave the hospital until they could work out what it was. So I was in there for about 5 days. I didn't feel unwell at all. I hadn't, apart from the migraine, I was fine. They kept checking me for swelling and asking me if I'd gained weight or I'd been tired and that sort of stuff. Nothing. I had absolutely zero symptoms. And then from there, I had a kidney biopsy where they diagnosed me with an autoimmune disease called IgA nephropathy, and sent me to a nephrologist there. But he mentioned that there was something else in my blood test, another autoimmune disease. He didn't think it had anything to do with it, but he just said sort of leave it. But I asked for a referral to an immunologist at RPA. And by the time I saw them, because they'd gotten my kidney function up a little bit when I was in hospital, and then by the time I'd saw immunology, my kidney function was back down again. So they did another biopsy and diagnosed me with a different autoimmune disease called ANCA vasculitis, which is what I actually did have, and it moved a lot quicker than the other one. So they tried to pump me with steroids and that sort of stuff to save my kidneys, but didn't really help. My kidneys were already stage 5.
Right.
And I didn't really get any symptoms. I lasted about 7 months feeling fine, and then all of a sudden I sort of felt like really, really sick. And then I was really resistant with dialysis because I sort of thought it was the end of the world and I didn't want to go that way. But but I just called my doctor one day and I said, I think it's time. He said, you'll know when it's time. And that was when they started me on dialysis. So I did dialysis for 2 years.
Right. And how often were you doing it?
I did peritoneal dialysis, so I did it myself at home, 8 hours a night, 7 days a week. Yeah. So I worked full time during that time as well. And so I made sure I timed it around going to bed on time, so I could get up in time to get the kids ready to get to work in the city. And I actually started the week of the lockdown, the 2020 lockdown. Right. So I finished my training and we went into lockdown. Yeah. So I actually didn't meet anybody else that was on dialysis the whole time I was on dialysis. Yeah.
Oh, unbelievable. All right. And so the headaches were completely unrelated symptom, or
apparently? Well, my doctor thinks I could have had really high blood pressure that particular time because of my kidneys as well, which made the migraine worse. But weirdly, my migraines disappeared when I was on dialysis and they've recently come back. So apparently that's normal for migraines. Migraines come and go in your life, but they still don't even know if they're related, to be honest. Yeah. I had, other than that, no symptoms.
I get migraines myself from time to time. They are quite frustrating, but they don't sound anywhere near as bad as the ones you are having, but they do last for a few days, unfortunately.
Yeah. They would get really bad to the point of, throwing up and being dehydrated and that sort of stuff. Yeah. But now I've seen the neurology clinic at RPA now. They take good care of you there. So they've got me on managing that now. Yeah, as well. But yeah, they suck. Yeah. Migraines are worse than kidney failure, in my opinion.